Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. Colleagues, there's an old saying that says that those in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. I think that this is a perfect time to remind you of that saying. I want to remind you that in 2011, Governor Snyder signed a bill voted on by many of you to make unemployment more difficult and to limit the ability for people to get it and to limit the number of weeks people were eligible. Many of the holes that you are seeing people now fall into are a direct result of that 2011 law. There have been bills that have been introduced by this side of the aisle in order to solve those problems. Not one has got a hearing or has been taken up in this process. Leaders lead. I think that was said by a previous speaker. Leaders actually do things to accomplish their goals. They don't sit on the floor of this body and have resolutions to denounce people. They actually roll up their sleeves, figure out problems, and work together. So just a little bit of irony there. In 2013, in October, we had a massive problem accusing many Michiganders of fraud with the unemployment system. Very little was done in order to solve that. And in fact, many of the recommendations that were made by experts in the field have still not been taken up. Again, many of the traps that people are falling in under the current process are the same traps they fell in before. And again, you refuse to do nothing in order to solve it. Last week, we had an amendment that failed upon partisan lines to spend $50 million on opening more local branches in order to help people and get them unemployment benefits, allow them face-to-face meetings. Again, as stated before, leaders lead, leaders do things. This is not that. Colleagues, my office had a town hall on unemployment. I understand the vast problems that are out there. We had hundreds of people call our office the next day. The system is not perfect. It needs solutions. But I can tell you that there are several of you that we respectfully referred cases to that called my office and got 0 calls in return. My office decided to actually help those people and solve those problems. No, I'm not going to list your names out today because I'm not going to throw stones in a glass house. But again, leaders lead. They don't denounce with resolutions that do nothing. They actually work to accomplish things. So again, there are lots of things that we could do to solve these problems together. There are important bills that we could solve. There's money we could put towards the solution. We certainly could do a better job with our own constituents. But I would humbly suggest, that you remove the plank from your own eye before you remove the speck from someone else's. I would suggest that we roll up our sleeves, put down partisan bickering, put down resolutions that do absolutely nothing, and decide to lead, decide to solve problems together. And until then, this nonsense of trying to make this a political issue is going to solve nothing for no one. I asked that my remarks be printed in the Journal, and I asked that my disappointment be reflected as well.